I had people setting off those fireworks that you shoot, and it was area, and the parents were having the kids doing it. So the parents are showing the kids how to set off the fireworks.
We are live.
We are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Utilities, Safety, and Environment Committee meeting. Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. The first item on our agenda is the approval of the April 29th, 2020 Utility Committee meeting minutes. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Mrs. Davis and second by Mr. Sarah.
Moved by Mrs. Keys. It was moved by Mrs. Keys.
Second, motion by Mrs. Keys, second by Mr. Sarah. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. The second item on our agenda is the matter of amending ordinance number 2020-48, the 2020 street resurfacing list. Engineer Snyder, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I had received a notification from the Finance Director's office that a few council members had wished to amend the street list. It's my understanding that they would like to replace Artemis Court on the street list with Perry Court. The dollar figures are roughly, they're close to each other, so it's not a big change. But it is a little bit more based because of the full depth repair we need to do out there, but we're only talking about an extra $15,000 or $20,000.
And does that affect anything else on the list?
Not yet. We haven't bid them out yet. We actually opened bids up on Monday for the first phase. We will actually, and then following week later, we will have phase 2 coming out. So we don't know which streets which alternates will be awarded, but we're still confident that the base bid ones will all be awarded. It's just how many of the alternates will be awarded.
Okay, and you'll let us know that once the bids come in, correct?
Sure. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Snyder? Ms. Davis? Ms. Davis?
Through you, Madam Chair. Are these streets in the same ward or where the location?
Yes, they are. They're actually a block over from each other.
Okay.
They actually both feed the Perry Court is over there by a Save-A-Lot. It leads into Vectron manufacturing, and Artemis Court also feeds into, I believe, Vectron on the other side of their parking lot. So one's more residential, the other one's more commercial, but that's the only difference.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Oswald?
Thanks, Madam Chair. Was there a certain reason why those were flip-flopped then, those streets? Perry Court and Artemis?
Mr. Sarah or Mr. Tollett, you guys want to answer that?
Through you, Madam Chair. Biggest reason is the Perry Court actually is the main drive into Vectron. And, they may be open to do something in the future. And they asked about it. So we, there was no reason not to. Taking care of Save-A-Lot, taking care of API, you're taking care of Vectron.
And the post office.
And the post office.
To the post
Thank
office.
you.
Okay, Madam Chair, one more quick question.
Go ahead.
This is directed towards John. If he could explain the street that is for, oh geez, now it's Rosalie. It says from Hilliard to Berkshire, and it kind of winds and twists. I'm under the presumption that it goes Berkshire, which you come in off of Gulf Road. Berkshire will wind, or I thought it was North Campana. So I guess I get confused what's exactly getting done there from Hilliard to Berkshire. If you could explain that.
On Rosalie?
Yes.
The intention is to resurface the road. There was negotiations between the previous administration and the school district to install curbs along the school's property, as well as some sidewalk. And so it's just right there where the old Spring Valley School was, in that area. So it actually will go a little bit past Berkshire. The plan is to go and do the entire frontage of the school, which is all in poor condition.
It is, and I guess I thought I was going to get North Pasadena done on my list. That's why I just happened to see this. And so North Pasadena is not getting done.
I don't
Madam
recall North Pasadena
Chair,
being
if
up
I may, I'm sorry to interject, but the ordinance to pass the street surfacing list was passed back in April.
Yes,
This-
we've already gone through this. We've already decided on the streets. This is just to make an amendment to the ordinance that was already passed.
Okay, and I understand that. I guess I was just looking for clarification on that street. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Are there any other questions for Engineer Schneider? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of amending ordinance 2020-48 to make a change to one of the streets on the 2020 street resurfacing list, and ordinance authorizing amending ordinance 2020-48 2020 street resurfacing list to remove Artemis Court and replace it with Perry Court. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Mr. Sarah and second by Mrs. Keys. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the matter of purchasing a carbon feed system through the state purchasing for water pumping. Superintendent Jacobs, please.
Okay, we thought this went through last year with the transition of administrations that didn't. This is a purchase of powder activated carbon feed system to replace the one we have now that's over 50 years old. We can't get parts. And we need the new system so the plant capacity can go up to 30 million gallons a day. It's similar to the other feed pumps we have in the plant. They're peristaltic pumps. They're from business. It's a Westlake company. Most of our feeders are from there. One-stop shop to get parts. If we have to bring a serviceman in, he's in Westlake. So this is what we're proposing.
And you said the one that you all currently have is
It's on its last leg. It's 50 plus years old. They don't make them anymore. We're trying to make everything the same and go into a peristaltic pump, which is less maintenance, less work, less trouble.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mr. Jacobs? Mrs. Davis?
Through you, Madam Chair. Did he not say that this was already, we had already approved this through the last administration, or no? Is that what
No.
he said?
No.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, we thought it was approved. It wasn't.
Oh, we thought it, okay.
We
Thank
thought
you.
it went through last year. It didn't. It was my mistake. I assumed it did. And the feeder now is acting up. We have to get this. They have one in stock and we need to get it in as soon as possible.
And Mr. Jacobs, how long after purchase will it take to arrive?
They have it right now, so we can, as soon as it's approved, we can get it within a day or two and get it installed.
Okay.
And the money was appropriated in the budget for it, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Oswald?
Thank you, Madam Chair. When I was looking over the quote, it was saying what was in the price and what was not. In part, that was not in the price was the installation and painting. Is this something that we're getting and then we are removing and installing the new?
We are removing the old pump. The new pump is going to get installed by the contractor that's at the plant now, working in the clear wells and installing sludge collection in all 4 basins. Because there's a lot of plumbing and everything for this system and the installation. Our electrician's going to do all the wiring and the hookup for the SCADA system. and we're gonna demolish the old system.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr. Jacobs. Are there any other questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of the purchase of a carbon feed system for the water pumping plant, and this is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of said system for the water pumping plant. The system would be purchased through the state purchasing from BizNuz Incorporated for the amount not to exceed $41,400. Funds would come from water pumping budget, capital improvement, and miscellaneous purchases. May I have a motion, please?
So move,
So
Madam Chair.
Second.
Is moved by Mrs. Davis and second by Mr. Sarah. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There is nothing else to come before this committee, so we will adjourn. Oh, may I have a motion to adjourn, please? I
So
forgot.
move.
Second.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you. It was moved and properly second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So we will go into the next meeting at 6:30.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jacobs. Thank you, John.
Thank
See you all in a
you.
bit.
Hey, Donna,
Yes.
do you